our Congress is roughly 50-50 split with conservatives and liberals. Are there any concessions Republicans can and should make in order to move the country forward?
In what areas?
I would say any areas. Would you maybe where you'd compromise on principle, maybe to...
Never on principle. No. If you want to apply a principle in a very focused arena, go ahead and do that. But you cannot, to maintain your integrity and progress towards the final goal, compromise on principle. Let me give you an example. The civil rights movement in the United States had a long way to go in the early 1950s, okay? But they started a bus boycott. They didn't start, schools or hotels or whatever. They applied the equal treatment to all people in one narrow slice of America and in one southern city, not all the cities. And they said, we're not going to yield on this. Had they yielded and said, well, some blacks can ride in the bus and the rest of you guys are in the back of it, no. They would have lost at the beginning. Whatever we do, you cannot abandon your principles. Solomon said you can't cut a baby in half. You can apply it narrowly and win, and if you lose, you lose. But you know what I did? Back in 1976, I took this tactic. I devised the original Hyde Amendment cutting off abortion funding. I pulled Bob Bauman off the floor. He's a Southern Maryland congressman, explained to him I had a FOIA act showing how many abortions were paid for with your tax money under a very program supposed to stop this. I said, we need to have an amendment cutting off all abortion funding. He says, I got just the guy to give it to. It was Henry Hyde. Now, we pushed that and didn't yield, and we kept making progress. We would stop the entire funding of the federal government. And I remember that our side wasn't buckling because we were watching very closely. Now, they've added exception after exception. That's not the way to go.